Welcome back, everyone, to the Song of Waves and Wind, where last time Orglos decided that we are to go and instead to rescue his friend Thorongil. So now let's see what the king has to say about it.
I am pleased with the decision of Orgalos.
I will not say that I expected it with complete certainty, but I believe that the son of Golazgil was enough like his father to arrive after some deliberation. The folk of Anfales will be in good hands once the Lady Mara instructs her son about what she has learned of rule. A considerable amount. But our paths must now diverge, my friend. I charge you with the rescue of Thorongil and Corydon, and look forward to your successful return aboard the Wave Hunter. Don't try to fan anew the flames of war with Umbar, please. Uh, this must be a mission carried out in secret. All right, rescue them, but don't start a war. Gotcha. Ew. Alright, let's see. How about some agility? That sounds like a nice thing to add.
I suggest you add to the Wave Hunter's complement of sailors such folk as you can trust.
The Wave Hunter was harbored upriver in Penasquilin to protect it from the Corsairs during the War of the Ring, a decision that must have rankled Galazgil even as he saw the need for it. The ship's crew is likely eager to sail again, and you'll need their talents and knowledge in the bay to bring you to Umbar in secret. But your arrival at the city of Corsairs will only be your mission's beginning, Pineleaf. To that end, I suggest that you add to the Wave Hunter's complement of sailors such folk that you can trust, or as have a stake in the quest's successful conclusion. You will not be able to keep Nariel away, I think, and a Knight of the Green Hills, her combat prowess may be of use to you. Legolas and Gimli will go with you gladly, of course, and I think the Sirgon of Pelargir will be no less eager to sail again. His knowledge of the bay and of the folk that dwell along the shores may prove valuable. If you believe that Corydon's sister Sigaleth will begin her search for him at Helm's Deep, the messages I have dispatched to Erkenbrand should reach her, and she will likely make her way to Gondor as soon as she can. There is another you should add to your crew, but I advise that you watch him carefully, and I speak of the Corsair Jajax. It may be helpful to have him near you as you adventure in Umbar, if you can trust him. Now bid farewell to the traveling company, Pineleaf, and we each have our own roads to walk, and it may be some time before we see each other again. Alright, so I now need to speak with each of the people who traveled with us along the way. And here we have Afadar.
If you do encounter any members of this kindred, do not stay the killing stroke.
You're leaving us for a secret errand, Pineleaf? Yaralith says you go to rescue young Thorongil from the kindred of the coins. No, don't seek to deny it. We both know it's true. If you do encounter any members of this kindred, don't stay the killing stroke. They need to be taught not to interfere with the rule of Gondor. Well, we're hoping to avoid undue bloodshed in this. I am sure that is your hope, but nothing so risky was ever accomplished without bloodshed. When it proves impossible, you will remember my words, I warrant. Alright, fine. Let's see, who else needs... Oh yeah. Like we're going to keep her quiet.
Dearie me. Do take care of yourself.
I hope that the things that I have heard about the city of the Corsairs are untrue, for it sounds like a frightful and violent place. How do Corsairs behave when they are at home? I just can't even imagine. Well, hopefully we'll try to keep this a little shrieking. Oh yes, my seals will remain. This remain sealed. You can count on me. Oh, it is going to be very warm there. You will need to dress for the weather. A change of clothes will be warranted, Pineleaf. Umbar, can you imagine that? Well, yeah, I suppose. Probably something that doesn't look too much like it's from the north will also be good for a secret mission. I mean, this is what I got this in preparation for the War of Three Peaks or something like that. Oh, hello there.
I understand you are leading us. Good luck to you and to young Thorongil.
I hope that you are right and that the Corsairs will not harm their young captive. I would volunteer to come with you if I was not charged with maintaining the provisions for the king's traveling party, but what use could I be on such a quest? I'm no fighter. No, I mean, a ship will need a competent provisioner, of course, but I'm hoping that the ship already has one of those. But I do know food, Pineleaf. The fruits of Umbar are apples, dates, figs, grapes, melons, and plums. Vegetables include beets, cabbages, eggplant, fennel, onions, and turnips. The diet of Umbarim contains a great deal of fish and shellfish, but also beef, goat, mutton, and poultry in lesser quantities. I don't suppose that helps you at all. I will miss you, my friend. Well, I guess it could be some useful information. Apparently the weather has decided that, yes, you will have to get used to being wet.
Good fortune go with you, and may you rescue the young heir of Kinath Gallian from his captivity.
You need not take my advice, but if you have a willing ear, I may suggest that you bring my brothers with you as you assemble your crew. Eladan and Elrohir remained behind to aid the folk of Penethgalen for a few days, but I know that they would be happy to accompany you when they have done with what they wanted. I will think on that. And here we have Lenial.
Eorith says you plan to sail to Umbar.
I hope that you know what you're doing, Pineleaf. Eorith says that you plan to sail for Umbar, and most of what I have heard of that place is frightening. The king says that Sauron is gone, and I have no reason to think he was wrong about that, but Sauron was worshipped by a long time in the city of the Corsairs. Can you be certain that his cult is gone? Lindor and I will do what we can to keep the king safe. I hope the crew that you assemble for this mission will do the same for you. All right. And we have Glindor.
Lenial and I will watch out for the king on his return to Minas Tirith. You take care of yourself.
You take care of yourself, for my heart tells me that you are about to be in far greater danger than the rest of us. Well, we shall see. Well, let's see what Lady Mara has to say. I think she's just happy that her son's not going on this trip.
I may have misjudged both you and the king.
I felt certain that the two of you would encourage my son Orgalas to follow in his father's footsteps, luring him away from Anfalas and into danger, but you've done the opposite. I'm surprised. My heart goes out to Noriel and to her husband. I hope that you are able to rescue their son from the Corsairs who have stolen him away. If Galazgil were here, I know that he would welcome you aboard the Wave Hunter. Indeed, he would have set sail at once, as soon as he had a course to follow. Good fortune go with you, and with your crew that you choose. Long have I borne resentment for my husband's ship in my heart, but now I place upon its wooden frame my most fervent hope that you will return soon and safely, with young Thorongil in tow. Well, we'll have to see about that. We can only hope. And now let's see what the king has to say.
You sail into dangerous waters, my friend. And in Umbar, you will be beyond my help.
Rescue young Thorongil and Corridon and return to Gondor as soon as you may. I leave the choice of crew to you, but I have asked my scribe Karbar to assemble some notes on folks who might be well suited for the task. Speak to him in the library of Lone Kirion and hear his suggestions. Goodbye, my friend. I will see you again, but it may be many days hence, and far from here. Haste and good fortune go with you. Right. So, let's head on into the library, where I hope it will be drier. I see that the lady very quickly went to the library herself, or at least into the keep. I managed to find something a little bit more suitable for at least someone out on sea. I don't know about how well it will do when it gets really hot, but I'll have to think on that. Well, Karbar, what do you have to say?
This is really happening? When the king asked me to accompany you to Umbar, I thought he was joking.
I thought the king said it in a jest, yes, but it is to be so? I will do my best, Pineleaf. You have shown me kindness, and I will do what I can in return, but don't ask me to steer the ship. I would fetch us up upon the rocks or the reef, or... Oh, I suddenly feel faint. Sorry about that.
I will be fine in a moment. Let me just breathe for a bit.
Yes. All right, Pineleaf. Now to business. Yes, to business. The Wave Hunter already has a complement of sailors, and they will be best to know how to bring us to Umbar. But you will need to fill out the crew with trusted and accomplished folk. After all, there will still be the rescue to manage once we arrive in the city of the Corsairs. And King Alessar suggested several additions to the crew, and if you deem these enough, we can sail as soon as you have returned with it. Larry Noriel of Penethgilin, the boon companions of Legolas and Gimli, Lord Siragon of Pelargir, Cordon's sister Sigalith, and the Corsair Jajax. I have compiled notes on each of these and on others who might be willing to sail with you on the Wave Hunter, and consult with my notes in the book on the table there, and may it prove useful as you assemble your crew. Alright.
You will want to fill out the crew with trusted and accomplished folk.
Yes, I'm sure that we would. And here's the book here with the list so that we get any information we need. I'm not going to go about reading all of these, but it tells you where you can find the various potential members of the crew. And no, I don't think I'm going to be taking a full crew, because that means extra quests and all that stuff, and I got enough quests already for this thing, right? Let us begin our little hunt for the crew members with Lord Siragon. Hello there.
So what brings you back to my manor with such haste?
I will be delighted to join your crew, my friend. I confess to you that thoughts of the sea have occupied my dreams, and even my waking thoughts have dwelt upon it. Ever since I spoke with King Alessar and stepped down as the Lord of Lebanon, I have desired to sail once again. My son Faltharan will take up the charge of rebuilding the vessels of the Gondorian navy. He is already well acquainted with what must be done. I have a further confession. I have already packed my trunk, hoping beyond hope that a ship would have need of an old sailor for its crew. By the valor, it's come to pass. Will you bring the trunk here for me? It's in the southern dining room of my manor. Right. Yes. Ask the hobbit to bring your sea chest here. Okie dokie. Now, see a good way to get through here. I'm sure not right. One. It's way in the back. You had to put it way in the opposite end? Or am I missing something? Perhaps I'm missing something. Hold on. Really? But I was standing in the only location in the entire room where it was out of view. When you're done carrying that, will you please come and speak with me and my son? Alright. I guess I can do that. I don't know what she has to say about this whole adventure. Well, I guess we'll find out in a moment. Alright, here you go.
Tell me about the ship we will be sailing to Umbar. It has been too long.
Golazgil of Unfalas was a mariner of great skill and ability. I knew him well, and we sailed together more than once. I believe he was as I, a man of the sea, but one whose duties called him away from the waves, to his great regret. I remember him fondly. It is right that his prized vessel will bear us to Umbar on the king's mission. My wife and son will want to speak to you. They think that I'm too old to be of use, but I tell you that they are wrong. All right, well, let's see what his wife has to say on it. Okay. So, he knew that she would call me to speak with her. Alright, well, he certainly has foresight. I guess that'll be useful when you're going out to sea. Hello?
He's a sailor, my Siragon, and he has always been a sailor.
My husband believes that he's still the same man that he was when he commanded the fleets of Gondor, but that is not so. Time marches onward, and while his mind is as sharp as ever, my Siragun has lived long since those days. Well, do you want to withdraw? No, I do not ask this for you, for I know that he can be a great help to you and the king. I don't say that he should remain behind, for I believe that it will do him injury. I, being left behind while others sail again on such a urgent message, will deal him a grave hurt, perhaps his last. He is a sailor, my Siragon, and he has always been a sailor. He must go with you, but do keep a watchful eye on him, Pineleaf. I do worry, even as I know that he cannot stay. Alright, and now we need to speak with their son? Ah.
I understand you will sail with my father to Umbar on a mission of some secrecy?
No, I don't ask for any of the details on this. I think that I have expected him to depart ever since I agreed to take over the duties of the Lord of Lebanon. At least this seems to be on the king's behalf. My mother told me privately that she feared that my father might sneak aboard a merchant ship and vanish in the night, just to set sail again. I don't think that he would go so far, but it is better this way, I think. Do what you can to keep him safe, my friend. He is not the man that he was in his youth, but he freely sailed the Bay of Belfalas at the steward's command, and challenged the Corsair ships among the ways. Well, I hope that we're not going to challenge every Corsair ship along the ways, because that could get us into a spot of trouble, I think. Now, anything else?
It will be just like the old days, when I sailed the waves and risked life and limb against the harsh elements.
Oh yes, you never feel so alive as when you stand out on the deck of a ship. Any mariner will tell you so. I will meet you beside the Wave Hunter when we're ready to depart. I look forward to meeting the rest of your crew, my friend. Together we will rescue young Thorongil, and no corsair shall prevent us and live. He is very determined, that's for sure. Well, we've got Sirgon, and that is one member to our crew. Now, who shall we recruit next? Whoever that is, I hope it's under drier weather when we return to the next episode of the Song of Waves and Wind.